Hello everyone, welcome to my Battle Series final review. So, after we took the side trip in the little virtual walk, we're finally now onto the Battle Series finals. I mean, I can just be really honest, it's like one of my favorite arcs of all time. Especially in Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh! Does have some truly banger arcs that we will eventually get to, in theory. But this is definitely one of in the league for like my favorite arcs of all time. And we're just gonna go straight into the review since we have no new voice actors to go over whatsoever. So, starting off with, I'll be grouping episodes together that go together. So, for example, episode 122 is the start of Paul. So I'll be going over episode 22, episode 123, episode 124, episode 125 to individually because of really the dumb changes. To be like, individual dumb changes. I then give my final thoughts at the end of episode 125. And speaking of which, episode 122, Mokuba is still thinking about Noah and wants to live life to the fullest because of him. Joey wants to be Yami Merrick to save Mai. Yami Merrick is dancing and Shizu to get her to tell him where Odeon is. Shizu, maybe you shouldn't have given your magical necklace away that will protect you from his Yami Merrick's magical powers. I'm just saying, maybe hold off of giving, the Pharaoh your necklace. I'm just saying, protection. But Yamame could, brainwash Shizu, but he's like, nah, I do this later. I'm just flexing on you, I can fuck you up anytime. It just walks away, they're both fucking idiots. It's weird now, but Yugi's, worried about Bakura because, Bakura just appeared, 26 episodes ago, due to the whole virtual arc thing, so, Yuki's like, it's been maybe a day or two. What's that Bakura? Smart chip. I don't think I've seen him by now, but he's he was unconscious. True, so not weird at all. Yami Yuki explains that Bakura lost the shower game, and then Yami Yuki and Yuki kind of both feel responsible more. Yami Yuki because this all started because of his memories. But I was really worried that Bakura was gone, but we don't speak on it. Bakura's just gone. But the game finally landed on Akatrice Island for the finals. Before semifinals, we're doing a four-way.
Oh my.
In an elevator type thing. And you move up as you lose life points. The first two people who lose, aka reach the top, we'd be facing each other. The first match of the semifinals of the two people who having lost all the life points would be facing each other in the second round of the semifinals. I really love this setup. This setup is ingenious. Because there's so much strategy with that setup. I can pick who versus who if I strategize who I go after. And then, but you have three other people that are thinking the same way. It's very smart, very ingenious. I really love that choice. Literally, but everyone who literally wants to face Yugi besides Joey. He goes I want to go after Yami Merrick. But it feels like Yugi's that one popular kid at school and everyone wants to chase after him and beat him. Type stuff. But if you pick who's going first by picking a monster from the deck with the highest attack points. But the catch is you cannot use that monster in the duel. It's removed from your deck, you can't use it for this duel. So Kaiba just picks Max B's Desgarnus because he got that from his tag team duel against Loomis and Umbra. Because, anti-room. But, everyone else just put, monsters with attack points nowhere near that. So Kaiba's going first, then Yami Merrick, then Yami Yugi, and then Joey. Yami Yugi's, legitimately the only one who's I don't know who I want to face first. Then the stew starts, and then Kaiba sets the card, and then almost summons Volswim. Yami Merrick summons Nudoya, Yugi summons Big Chill Ghana and sets 2 cards. Joy had a bad hand and only sets the card. Voiceware goes in to attack Joy directly, but Yugi uses like a Legion of the Tribe to stop Beast Warriors such as Voiceware from attacking. Double changes. We recapped all by City for us, so we'd be caught up to speed. Which, we have a recap episode at the end of this arc, very last episode. They should have done a recap in front of this episode. I'm just saying. Probably a bit of the smaller shows, but whatever. There's no point recapping for arc at the end because it's done. I'm just saying. Anyways, it's good to have a recap after filler interrupting the episode, but for arc. But whatever. Moving on. They cut multiple things about Noah. Joey has a potato song, to help him pick things how his EMIMO is like a potato song. Yugi stopped Kaiba's attack mode because of friendship. Then in the sub-versions because he has a promise to Joy to duel him. Episode 123. Yugi wants to do Joy in the semifinals. Kaiba wants to do Yugi first because rivalry, and he wants Slifer to help him take down the wall. Kaiba says that Yugi has to help Joy because no matter what, Joy's not going to the finals, no matter who he faces, Yugi, Kaiba or Yami Merrick, Kaiba's like, he ain't getting past any of us. And Joy's like, he goes like, I'm very appreciative of your help, but I want to be someone who can stand beside you, not someone you always have to protect. And Yugi's like, okay, I understand, but we cut to where Orion is, and Orion literally chooses to just move him to a different room. So you tell me, but Yami Merrick and his little magic Millennium Wall cannot figure out what room he's in? There's no magic, there's no nothing. Shizu just literally took Orion and moved him somewhere else. Not even really hid. He's in a bed, laying down. Probably the first thing you see if you walked into the room. Okay. But, he could have done that workaround of a virtual warlock, but no. He had to go around killing robots instead. And then we get flashbacks from Shizu knew of that scene when she first put on the Millennium Necklace. And then we also see a flashback of Merrick trying to steal Obelix, and we also see Odeon in that flashback packing fucking heat. He has a rocket launcher and just boom! Fires it off. Yami Merrick, we cut back to the Doom. Yami Merrick sets the card and summons low poison. Oops, I don't know how that first got in though. Midoriya gets switched to attack mode. Midoriya attacks Volswell, but Midoriya is destroyed because it has fewer attack points, but that trick uses Midoriya's effect, destroying Volswell. Yami Merrick uses Spell of Pain to make Joy take the damage she would have taken from that battle instead. Yami Merrick should use Big Chill Ghana to summon Archfiend of Guilford. Guilford attacks Kaiba, but Kaiba uses Attack Ghana's armor to redirect the attack to a low poison. But Yami Merrick uses Mirror Force to try to destroy Guilford. But Yugi uses 7 Tools of the Bandit by paying 1,000 life points. Negates Mirror Force. And then low poison is destroyed from Guilford's attack. Joy summons Guilford on night and attacks Kaiba directly. Yugi figure out that Joy wants to do Yami Merrick. Joy sets the card. Kaiba sets 3 cards face down and summons Blade Knight. Blade Knight attacks Yami Merrick directly. In the dub, Yugi's thinking more about stopping Joy from facing Yami Merrick instead of the promise. When he stopped Kaiba's attack, that was his mindset. And Odeon did not pack heat in the dub. The window just blew up on his own. Episode 124. Yami summons Dark Jewel, which is technically a world card. So Cyrus You got supported Yugioh Doom monsters. How do you feel about that, man? I love I know this is a side note, but it's totally side note. But like I love how many different cards technically are world cards because they have ROID in the name. Like I'm gonna hear Neckworld Shaman or Magical Android. I love it. Anyways, Yami Merrick activates Dr. Drill's effect, lowering Gilfrey's attack by 800. And attacks it. Joey uses Scar Dice to have Dr. Drill's attack, but Kaiba uses Shrink to have Gilfrey's attack, and Gilfrey is destroyed. Joey feels like he isn't a true duelist if he can't beat Yami Merrick and save Mai. Joey asks Yami Yugi what is a true duelist. Joey talks about his journey so far in order to find the answer to that question. Joey says to Yami Yugi that everyone is his opponent in Battle Law, and you need to start treating me like an opponent. Archfiend of Guildford attacks Joey directly. Joey summons Axwell and attacks Blade Knight, but Kaiba uses Ring of Destruction to blow up Axwell. That will cause Joey and Kaiba to take damage equal to Axwell's attack points as it goes boom boom. But Kaiba uses Ring of Defense, so he won't take damage from Ring of Destruction. Joey uses Grave Robber to use the effect of Spell Pain from Yami Merrick's graveyard to make Yami Merrick's life points drop down to 0. Kaiba attacks Joey directly with Brain causing Joey to lose. So the semi-final match are Joey versus Yami Merrick and Yugi versus Kaiba. Dub changes! Kaiba mentions Ring of Destruction when Yami Merrick is thinking about who to target with Dr. Joe's attack. You can see in the sub version, but it's hiding in the dub. Yami Yugi said he was fun attacking Yami Merrick when Joey goes on his "You should see me as an opponent" speech. I like these 3 parts. I think this is again a very excellent idea for a duel. A very creative way of selecting who faces who. Because usually it's like drawing numbers and stuff like that, which is a fun way of doing it. But like this year's like with strategy, like everyone has okay, I want to face you, and you, and you see like people like not really working together, but like getting in the way of each other's moves because we're like, well, you know, I have this in mind, I have that in mind, so you know, try to play they give the desired results. I think that's a very smart way of lying. Episode 125 is the start of a true faux pas. Serenity is staying to watch over Mai as Joey does Yami Merrick. Kaiba tells Yugi and Joey that he knows most of Law's effects. Kaiba says Joey is bait to see how Yami Merrick does again. Yami Merrick vs. Joey begins. Yami Merrick summons Yugioh and sets the calm. Joey sets the calm, summons Alligator's Soul. Yami Merrick made a shadow game because of course you gotta make a shadow game. You have to. Yuki begs Yamayuki to stop for dude, but Yamayuki says he can and you gotta believe in Joey. Friendship! The loser of this game would go to a world of death and a total pain. You know, that sounds like a perfect trip to me. Also, when the monster is destroyed or hit with an effect, the duelist that controls it will feel his pain. Yami Merrick summons Yugioh. Yugioh destroys Alligator's Soul. Yugioh attacks directly, but Joey uses scapegoats to summon 4 tokens. And one of them is destroyed by Yugioh. Joey summons Panther Warrior. Panther Warrior is able to attack thanks to Joey triggering one of the scapegoat tokens. And Panther Warrior is able to destroy Yugioh. Yami Merrick plays Tribute Billion, which allows him to summon high-level monsters by banishing from the graveyard instead. He banishes Yugioh and Alligator's Soul to summon Hierophemo, and the monsters that are tribute can never be used again in the duel. Yami Merrick sets the call. Joey summons Rocket Warrior, but Yami Merrick uses Hidden Surge to special summon Plasma Eel from his hand. Plasma Eel equips itself to Panther Warrior. Lower is attacked by 500, at the end of each turn, and it cannot be tribute. Joey uses Rocket Warrior's effect to lower Hierophant's attack by 500. Next, Joey tributes a Scapegoat token to allow Panther Warrior to attack and destroying Hierophant. By doing so, Hierophant effects pop at the end of every battle phase, which would discard a random card from Joey's hand, which in this case is Gen, so Panther Warrior loses 500 attack. Dumb changes for Bob, but Joey has dealt with Wall before. He has a fake Wall by Wall, and the sense of Plasma Ear's claws with light, and the fact that they dig in Panther Warrior's head. Episode 126. Yami Mag sets 2 cards. Crunchyroll says Baby Dragon is a level 4 monster instead of a level 3 monster. While they made level 4 below monster in the context of the sentence, that would make sense. But still, they said the wrong level for Baby Dragon. Joey summons Baby Dragon, speaking of which, Rocket Warrior uses effect to make Yugioh loses 500 attack. Yami Merrick uses Call of Last Will to draw until he has 5 cards in hand because his monster's attack points changed. Joey uses his last Scapegoat to let Panther Warrior destroy Yugioh. Yami Merrick uses Coffin Cell. Each time a monster is sent to the graveyard, the owner of that card takes 300 points of damage. Hierophant took Insect Queen to the graveyard from Joey's hand, so he takes 300 points of damage there. Panther Warrior loses 500 attack due to Plasma Eel's effect. Yami Merrick uses Premature Burial by paying 800 life points to summon Yugioh from the grave, then he triples it to summon the Legendary Fiend. The Legendary Fiend gains 700 attack via every standby phase. Yami Merrick uses Nightmare Wheel on Rocket Warrior so it can attack, or uses an effect. And Joey takes 500 points of damage every turn. Joey summons Will Ringon and switch Panther Warrior to defense. Panther Warrior loses 500 attack due to Plasma Eel. Joey takes 500 points of damage. The Legendary Fiend gains 700 attack. Legendary Fiend destroys Leo Ringon, and Joey takes 300 points of damage thanks to Coffin Cell. Yami Merrick sets the card. Joey uses Question! Yami Merrick has to guess what's the first monster in Joey's graveyard, and if he guesses it correct, the monster is banished, but if he guesses wrong, Joey is able to special summon said monster. And Yami Merrick isn't able to guess what it was, so Joey gets to special summon Jinzo, who destroys all Yami Merrick's trap. Joey switches Baby Dragon and Panther Warrior to attack. Jinzo destroys Legendary Fiend. Joey attacks with all his monsters, but Yami Merrick uses Dark Wall of Wind, so he takes 0 damage. Hierophant sends Foolish Barrier to the graveyard from Joey's hand. Plasma Eel drops Panther Warrior's attack to 0, but tripling Jinzo and Baby Dragon. Yami Merrick is able to summon Lava Golem on Joey's side of the field. Lava Golem would deal 700 points of damage to Joey every turn. Yami Merrick sets a card. Dub changes! Call of Last Will was censored. The artwork was censored. The Winged Dragon of Wild's close-up is done a bit differently in the dub than the sub version. Joey thought the Legendary Fiend looked strong in the sub, but he thought it looked weak in the dub. Episode 127. I love how Kaba is just thinking that Joey is so unpredictable. Like, that his computers can't even predict what Joey would do. Lava Golem uses Joey Fire because Joey refuses to use the attack name that Yami Merrick gave him. So it's like, no, what? Use Joey Fire, Lava Golem. But if that just tells me that these cards do have an official attack name, but you can say whatever attack name you want, and the monster will attack. That's awesome. I love that fun fact. I love that little detail. So you can like say like, Blue Eyes White Dragon, Blast, and it will go through. Anyways, Yami Merrick uses Revive Monster, but returns his monster to his hand, aka Plasmium. He can special summon a level 4 monster, aka Plasmium, the same copy. Plasma Eel cannot be destroyed by battle. Haddonfield takes the trap out of Joey's hand. Lava Golem does 700 points of damage to Joey. Yamamerik uses machine duplication to special summon 2 more copies of Plasma Eel. And equip with Plasma Eels to Lava Golem and Rocket Royal. And the reason why machine duplication worked on Plasma Eels is because they have 500 or less attack. Yamamerik sets a card. Joey uses Grateful Dice on Plasma Eel to raise his attack, so machine duplication no longer works on them, destroying the 2 copies equipped to Rocket Royal and Lava Golem. Joey tributes Lava Golem, Rocket Royal, and Panther Royal to summon Guildford with Lightning. When you tribute 3 monsters to summon Guildford, it destroys all the monsters on your opponent's side of the field. Guildford attacks, but Yamamerik uses Nightmare Mirror, but this card of attack is negating, and Joey takes 1,000 points of damage. Yamamerik uses Monster Reborn to bring back Wall, while it transforms into Chicken Mode.
I am not a chicken, right?
I'm sorry, I meant Phoenix Mode. Ishizu takes over watching Mai so Serenity can watch Joey's doom. By paying 1,000 life points, Wall can destroy Guildford. Dub changes. We remove the Joey Fire joke and instead replace it with his friends thinks he's an idiot for attacking. Yamamerik calls Joey dumb, and I find that scene funny. Episode 28. First of all, God Angle is back, so you know what that means. Oh no, do your magic. I mean, you really didn't. I mean, I hope you think I would bring this back. If you didn't think I would bring this back, shame on you. You don't know. Shame. Arnold would never stop doing God's Anger. I mean, he eventually will because the God cards will, stop being used. But, I'm gonna milk it until it's no longer relevant. War destroys Guildford via Phoenix Mode. Best animation. Honestly, one of my favorite animations of all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, Joey, taking Wad's attack. Joey's still standing while thinking about doing, Yu-Gi in the finals. Wad goes to the graveyard since guards are only affected by spells. For tone, Joey summons Guildford the Iron Knight, but passes out when Serenity shows up, causing him to doom. Joey is now breathing. Joey really pushed Yamamerik to his limit. It's nice to hear that Kaiba thinks that Joey is finally a duelist now. Kaiba says he knows how to beat Wall thanks to the doom. Joey's having a dream about being in a tournament. The battle ship's engines are out due to the explosion at the end of last arc, so they can't get Joey to a hospital. Kaiba is sending a helicopter over to help Joey. Yugi feels responsible for what happened to Joey, and he hates Yamamerik for what he did, but he goes my hatred's the only thing I have, but what comes after. And back to the dream, we see Joey Chen and him winning a duel. And then we cut back to Yugi, and Joey's words of what is a true duelist rings in Yugi's head. If Millennium Necklace shows how this arc ends with Yugi dueling Joey, and that's the future that Yugi's gonna fight for. Dub changes! All talks of death is gone. They cut Tristan trying to punch Joey. And the dub really, really loves to point out if something's a dream. They beat you over the head with it. And Yugi never used his fate in Joey. In terms of him pulling through and I love this set of episodes. I think Yamamerik vs. Joey is very fun. The fact that Joey, the underdog that no one thinks is ever gonna win, everyone always underestimates, puts Merrick into using his Winged Dragon Wall is amazing, and I love it. Even though Joey chose one, I usually don't like how dudes end like that, but I think the emotional core of Joey passing out, it deserves that kind of ending. It doesn't feel cheap, it feels well deserved. And so full props to the episode of actually pulling off and kind of do what doesn't end naturally correctly. So I give this dude that full props though. Episode 29. The start of a sixth problem. Yamayuki says he and Joy are trying to find the answer to what it means to be a true duelist on the world of battle of everyone. We see like Joey's unconscious body moved a bit, and then Kaiba made Bluefield a coliseum for his match against Yamayuki, which starts right now. Yamayuki summons Queen's Knight in Setsuka. Kaiba summons X-Head Cannon. Kaiba plays Spell Sanctuary, which allows both players to add a spell card from the deck to their hand, and allows both players to play spell cards during their opponent's turn. Kaiba Setsuka, and this weird interference, so like they're having trouble calling a helicopter to help Joey. We see like a tiny bit more of Joey's dream too. Yamayuki summons Alpha, the Magnet Warrior, Setsuka. Kaiba uses the Soul Exchange to be able to tribute all of Yamayuki's monsters, but he can't attack this turn. Yamayuki uses Change of Heart to take control of X-Head Cannon, but Kaiba uses Inventory Control to take back X-Head Cannon for 1,000 life points. Yamayuki uses Light Force Sword to banish Obelix from Kaiba's hand for 3 turns. Yamayuki Setsuka, Kaiba summons White Dragon Head, and X-Head Cannon and White Dragon Head can combine because they're magnet monsters. Which is funny because Eric Stu, who voices Kaiba, also voices Bastion, Mazawa, and Yugioh GX, who also uses magnet monsters. But like X-Head Cannon and White Dragon Head combined to form XY Dragon Cannon. XY Dragon Cannon destroys Alpha. Kaiba plays Lullaby of Abilions to get Slifer from Yamayuki's deck and add it to his hand. To Kaiba's hand. But Yamayuki uses Exchange to get Slifer from Kaiba, and Kaiba takes a trap from Yamayuki. Dub changes. Yamayuki's dabby down and always talking about the dangers of battle save. Always. Kaiba asks Yamayuki if he knows what Sanctuary does, and if it's like the first time the audience sees it. So it's like, we don't know what this card does, because I, like, when you ask, like, oh, you know what this does, I'm assuming, like, we have at least seen it before, like, you know, with Paul Gree, when they go, oh, you should know what this does. It's like, yeah, draw 2 cards. Yeah, we've seen it plenty of times. But it's like the first and only time we see this card ever used, so, you know, whatever. Moving on to episode 130. Kaiba took a card. The card that Kaiba took via exchange was Life Shaver. And it would make Yamayuki discard a card from his hand for each turn in the set. Yamayuki summons Big Shogana and Setsuka. We see a bit more of Joe's dream of him winning, but his friends left. Kaiba summons Z Mana Tank and Setsuka. Z Mana Tank combines with XY Dragon Cannon to make XYZ Dragon Cannon. XYZ Dragon Cannon destroys Big Shogana. Yamayuki uses Solo. When a monster is destroyed, he can pay 1,000 life points to summon a level 4 monster from his deck. He chooses King's Knight. When King's Knight is summoned and Queen Knight is on the field, Yamayuki can summon Jack's Knight from his deck. Yamayuki tributes his knights to summon Slifer, who has 3,000 attack points. Slifer gains attack points equal to Yamayuki's total cards in his hands, so it would be 1,000 pop, so Slifer's attack points is 3,000. So attacks XYZ Dragon Cannon, but Kaiba uses uses Mana Transport to transport his Dragon Cannon away. Slifer's attack got away on the battleship to work, and Milk busts down airing Kaiba vs. Yuki to the world, because why not? Yamayuki Setsuka, Kaiba gets Obelix back to his hand. Kaiba attributes XYZ Dragon Cannon to summon Obelix. Dub changes. They made the Gray Man and Joe's Dream more creepy. And if it's not stabbed towards the end green, Dan Green is a fantastic Yuki. But I had a hard time understanding his read of Soul Rope. I don't know why, like my brain just couldn't process like what he was saying. I had to turn up subtitles for that. But moving on to episode 131, we'll just know what the God cards are, we know what they look like, we know what they do. Maybe not know what they do, but we know them by name. So this effect activates lowering Obelisk attacks by 2,000, and Obelisk attack points will hit 0 who has been destroyed. But that doesn't apply in this case since Obelisk has 4,000 attack points at 2,000 minus, take 2,000 from 4,000, you still have some attack points left. But the attack decrease only lasts as a turn since monster effects only affect a god for a turn. Cover sets 2 cards. Obelisk's attack goes back to 4,000. Yamayuki uses Power Greed to draw 2 cards and raises Slifer's attack to 5,000. Yamayuki attacks with Slifer, but Kaba uses Command Silencer to stop Slifer's attack, and Kaba gets to draw a card. Yamayuki sets 2 cards. Yamayuki uses card destruction, so both players discard their hand and drop the same amount of cards that they discard. Yamayuki uses Disgrace Fragility, which allows Kaba and Yamayuki to have the cards they just sent to the graveyard back to their hand. Kaba plays first for compensation, which allows Kaba to summon 2 monsters from his hand. So, Oversoul and Blade Knight. Yamayuki tries to use Cypher's effect on them, but Kaba uses Card Guard to protect Blade Knight and so from being destroyed by discarding a card. Kaba triggers 2 monsters to deal 4,000 points of damage to Yamayuki via Obelisk's effect. But Yamayuki is saved by Kuribo. What god can take down a fluff ball? Not Obelix. Kaba sets a card. Slifer attacks Obelix, but Kaba uses Power Balance. So when Kaba has 0 cards in his hand, Yamayuki has to discard half of his hand, and Kaba draws the same amount as the cards that Yamayuki discards, so it would be 3 cards in this case. Yamayuki uses Necromance, which brings back 4 of Kaiba's monsters from the grave, which triggers Cypher's effect, destroying all 4 of them. And due to Necromance, for each monster destroy Obelix uses 600 attack, so it loses 2,400 attack points. When Soul is destroyed, it allows Obelix to gain 1,000 attack. Yamayuki uses Electromagnetic Turtle's effect from his graveyard to end the battle phase by banishing it, which it got via Power's Balance, so it's discard effect. Yamayuki sets a card. Obelix attacks, but Yamayuki uses Spell Textbook, but discarding his own hand, he can draw a card. If that card is a spell card, he can activate it right then right now. If a card that Yamayuki draw was Card Sanctity, which allows both players to draw until they have 6 cards in his hand, bringing Cypher's attack to 6,000. Kaba uses Life Shaver to make Yamayuki discard 2 cards, causing the gods to destroy each other. And a million TVs around the world. Really got that Super Saiyan 3 vibe though. Dub changes. People seem to be aware of less aware of the gods. Kaba is salty that he beat Yugi in Duel's Kingdom, but isn't known for King of Games. He isn't salty about that in the Japanese version. He's really salty about that in the dub for some reason. Episode 132, we get a new opening and ending. Warriors and Rose Overflowing Feelings Don't Stop by Ichi Ikuzawa. I do like this opening and ending better than the last ones we had. The last one we had, so but this is much better. The attack between the gods caused familiar and wall to grow. The blast and the wall causes the gods attack in the wall causes a vision that Yami, Yugi, and Kaiba had of what past Egypt. Everything is destroyed, and we see Preceptor versus Pharaoh Yugi, aka the Five of Tablet shows. Yami Yugi thinks this dude will help him remember some of his memories. Kaba sets to call Yami Yuki summons Gazelle, the king of mystical beasts. Kaba uses cloning to get a clone of Gazelle. Yamayuki sets the card. Kaba uses cards down to make Blue Eyes level go down by 2 in his hand. Kaba tributes the clone to summon Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes destroys Gazelle. Yamayuki uses Monster Reborn to bring back Dark Magician from his graveyard. that's been sent out. Who knows by what, but there's been a lot of discarding cards and stuff like that in this too, so it manages its way into the graveyard. Yamayuki sets the card. Kaba doesn't believe in the tapper, of course he doesn't. Kaba sets the card. Kaba uses Carve Demise. If Kaba discards his hand in 5 turns, he can draw until he has 5 cards in his hand. Kaba summons Low D, which protects Kaba's dragons from effects. Yamayuki summons Bear, the Magnet Warrior. Dark Magician attacks Low D, but Kaba uses Magical Trick Mirror to use a spell on Yamayuki's graveyard, aka Monster Reborn, to bring back Obelix. Obelix protects Low D and deals damage to Yamayuki. Dumb changes to cut Yamayuki and Kaba teleporting around the Vision of Egypt a bit. And they uses Tragedy's artwork instead of Call of Demises when it's played. Episode 133, I'm gonna handle a bit differently since I think it'll be best and not confusing. Okay, so for first part, I talk about Joey's dream. Then I'll move on back to Yamayuki versus Kaba. I don't know what the purpose of Joey's dream is, to be honest, because Joey's like doing a duel and he lost, but like his last play is a very Joey move. And like his opponent recognized that, hey, that's a very Joey move. And then like isn't upset, but he lost, and he's like surrounded by his friends. So like it doesn't matter if you win or lose as long as you have friends. Or like, yo, special. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. I don't know. I can't answer. But like, he also hears like Yugi's words about like his hand, so I really think the message is to support your friends. But I can't tell. I think it is to support your friends. I think that's what we're trying to get at. I bet here. So I think that's where my answer lies, support your friends. But you know, that's just that's what it kind of feels like to me. But now on to Yamayuki versus Kaba. Kaba sets the card, and then Obelix goes back to the grave. And Kaba switches Low D to defense. Kaba uses the Flute of Summoning Dragons to summon 2 more Blue Eyes. After hearing Joey's voice, Yamayuki summons Blue Eyes via Flute of Summoning Dragons, because it works both ways. It's like Dark Magical Koten. It's like, oh, you thought you got Dark Magician, haha, Dark Magician go! But instead of Dark Magician go, it's a Red Eyes Black Dragon. Blue Eyes attacks Dark Magician, but Yamayuki uses Magician Selection to negate the attack and destroy Low D. Blue Eyes attacks and destroys Bear. The last Blue Eyes attacks Red Eyes, but Yamayuki uses Spellbinding Circle to stop Blue Eyes. It loses 700 attack. Whereas counterattacks and destroy Blue Eyes. Joey wakes up. Dub changes. Yamayuki showcases a lot more about Yami Merrick and his evil plans to take over the world. In this episode 34, everyone's happy that Joey's awake. Joey thought he beat Yami Merrick, but doesn't remember passing out before he could attack. Back to Yugi. Kaba sets 2 cards, Yamayuki sets the card and switches Whereas to defense. Kaba uses a final attack O's, which makes all monsters to be in attack mode, and both players send all the cards in the deck to the graveyard besides 3. And back to Joey. He wants to see Yugi's doom. We see the Joey Chin of health. Taylor says Joey shouldn't go because of health reasons, but Joey says he has to support Yugi. Now going back to Yugi, speaking of Yugi. Kaba uses Monster Reborn to bring back Blue Eyes. Kaba uses Polymerization to fuse the 3 Blue Eyes to summon Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Kaba wants to beat Yugi since Yugi is a symbol of the past. Kaba wants to forget his past full of anger and hate. Yamayuki says you can't beat him with hate. Yamayuki uses Double Spy, which allows him to copy 2 spells that Kaba uses to Monster Reborn to bring back Buster Blair, and Polymerization to fuse Buster Blair and Dog Magician to summon Dog Paladin, who gains 500 attack for each dragon monster on the field. Imagine if this episode came out 20 years later, we could have gone right as Dragoon. I'm just saying. Anyways. And they didn't use any form of quick attack to get a fusion monster to attack. Internally. I'm so used to that due to the virtual world. I was flabbergasted when it didn't happen here. Flabbergasted. Yamayuki Setsuka. Yamayuki says the past leads into the future. With no past, you got no future. Ultimate Dragon attacks by Yamayuki uses magical formula to boost Dark Paladin's attack by 500. But Kappa uses spell Exhaustion to make Ultimate Dragon gain plus attack points instead. The gang shows up. Yamayuki used Defusion to split Ultimate Dragon back into the 3 blue eyes, giving Dark Paladin 1,000 more attack points. Yamayuki used different wave motion by paying 1,000 life points. Dark Paladin can attack all of the blue eyes, winning Yamayuki the duel. Dub changes! Picard, Tristan, I'm slapping Joey. Look at these pythons! I love this dude. I think this dude is great. I love the different sections of like racing to get the god card out. And then like the battle of the gods. And then finally like just the slug out of like Dark Magician versus Blue Eyes. I think all these aspects of his duels were done great. The only way complaint I have is Joey's stream takes up too much screen time. I think you could have lessen it and still have the same effect, impact, and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's that. Still an excellent duel. Episode 35 is the start of a free problem. Kaiba's not taking his loss. Well, Yamayuki reinstates that hate is the reason why Kaiba lost, and friendship is the reason why he won. Kaiba disagrees with friendship, and he just like, friendship's ridiculous. Kaiba gives Yamayuki obelisk. Joey wants to do Kaiba to see who comes in third place. Kaiba accepts the duel even though he thinks it's a waste of time, but he goes like, my creed is that like, I have to accept this doom. Mary takes over Taylor's body and no one knows that she walked away. Kaiba summons Will Kaioshin Pilot and sets 2 cards. Joey summons Guilty but Iron Knight as Duke knows that Taylor is gone. Guilty attacks, so Kaiba uses strength to half Will Kaioshin's attack and use Kosh Card Virus, so when Kaioshin is destroyed, it destroys all of Joey's monsters with 1,500 or more attack from his hand, field, and deck. Kaiba summons Legend, the magical genie of lamp, and attacks Joey directly. Merrick Taylor wants to talk to Ishizu. Back to Joey. He summons Swordsman of Windstorm. Joey uses Grateful Dice to make Swordsman of Windstorm's attack go up by 4 times and destroy Legend. Back to Taylor Merrick. Merrick says to his sister, hey, I've been inside Taylor the whole time. And Shizu said she didn't tell Merrick about the whole killing his dad thing due to destiny. Merrick Taylor wanted to beat Yami Merrick. Dub changes. I hate the yellow. It's the ugliest yellow bull for Poe when like Merrick takes over someone's mind. I hate it. I need to get rid of it. And the dub mentions that Merrick gets weaker as Yami Merrick gets stronger. And Merrick isn't mad that Shizu didn't mention he killed his father. They mentioned it. He's like, who cares? It's water of a bridge. Who cares? Who cares that I stabbed my father 70 times in the back? Who cares? But episode 136, Kaiba summons Blade Knight and destroys Swordsman of Landstone. Kaiba sets the card. Yamame really cares about what, like, Yami, Yugi, and Kaiba saw during the vision that they have during their duel. Yami falls down from Land Water Angle, but lands by Tail Merrick's feet. Joey summons Whirling God and equips Legendary Sword, having it gain 300 attack. But Kaiba used Absorb spell to make Blade Knight gain that attack instead. Joey sets the card. Meanwhile, Tail Merrick is using the wall, which caused the Millennium Pulsar to react. Yami Merrick goes to check on Tail. Kaiba uses Enemy control to take control of Whirling God by paying 1,000 life points. Kaiba uses cards down to make all of his monsters in the hand level go down by 2. Kaiba tributes Willow and God to summon Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes attacks, but Joey uses Scapegoat to summon 4 tokens, and one of them gets Blue Eyes. Blade Knight gains 400 attack since Kaiba has 1 or less cards in his hand, and that destroys a token. Joey sets a card and summons Battle Warrior. Back to the Battle of the Merrics. Yami Merrick still a while back, but Terra Merrick got hopped. Ishizu steps in, Terra Merrick passes out when Yami Merrick says, and Yami Merrick walks away because he goes, we saw our differences later. And Ishizu acts as Yami Merrick to save her brother. Back to the Doom. Kaiba uses Call of Demise until he has 5 cards in his hand. Draws until he has 5 cards in his hand. But he has to discard his hand at 5 turns. Kaiba summons Kaiser Seahorse and destroys a token. Blade Knight destroys the last token. Blue Eyes destroys Battle Warrior. Joey plays Paw of Greed to draw 2 cards. Joey uses Grave Wobble to take enemy control to pay 1,000 life points to destroy Blue Eyes. And then Joey uses Monster Reborn to get that Blue Eyes onto his field. Blue Eyes destroys Blade Knight. Joey summons Harabasu Knight and sets the card. Stinging Blue Eyes is one way to piss Kaiba off. Kaiser Seahorse is treated as 2 tributes for a light monster, so Kaiba uses it to summon Blue Eyes. Another Blue Eyes, of course. Kaiba attacks Blue Eyes with Blue Eyes, so they both destroy each other. Kaiba uses Monster Reborn to bring back one of the Blue Eyes. Dub changes. I really hate that they have Yugi's voice as the follow for Yami Yugi. I always hate my decisions. Just they're 2 separate people. They have 2 separate voices in the head, you know. Merrick is willing to destroy his body in the sub, not so much in the dub. Ishizu tells Yami Merrick that Merrick is in Terra, and now Call of Demise has his proper censor artwork. Episode 37. Joey summons Baby Dragon. The gang knows that Yami Yugi is gone. Speaking of Yugi, he agrees to save Merrick and also, Mai and Bakura. Terra wakes up. Even back to Voodoo, Kaiba uses Stop Defense to switch Hasabasu Knight to attack, but Joey uses Nutrition C when Blue Eyes destroys Hasabasu Knight, so he will gain 4,000 attack points before he takes damage. Kaiba sets the card. Joey summons Time Wizard and uses effect, which has a 50% chance to destroy Kaiba's monsters and a 50% chance to destroy Joey's monsters. Time Wizard's effect lands on destroying Kaiba's monsters and also making Baby Dragon transform into the 1,000 Dragon. But Kaiba uses Interdimension Mana Transport to save Blue Eyes. Kaiba doesn't have fun dueling like Joey does, because victory is everything to Kaiba. Kaiba discards Thunder Dragon to use its effect to add 2 more copies of Thunder Dragon from his deck to his hand. Kaiba uses Polymerization to fuse the 2 Thunder Dragons to make Twin-Handed Thunder Dragon, and then uses Quick Attack to allow it to attack the stone. Twin-Handed Thunder Dragon destroys 1,000 Dragon. Blue Eyes attacks directly for game. Joey says that he would beat Kaiba as a part of his word to becoming a true duelist, no matter how long it takes. Ishizu is trying to get Kaiba to help Yugi win against Yami Merrick, but saying please Seto and Fairy Yugi were friends. Kaiba's getting blown up for iron because Voodoo Tower is supposed to stand for him, like rising above his path and all that jazz, but now it means nothing since he lost. But like Mokuba is like, hey man, I don't want to drag Yugi and his friends into like Kaiba family hatred because I see them as friends. And Mokuba wants Kaiba to promise that sinking the island will also get rid of his hate. Kaiba gives Yami Yugi a call to be Yami Merrick before the news starts. Dub changes. Mokuba doesn't talk about being friends with Yugi. This dude is very fun away, like Joey vs Kaiba. I do like that, like, even though Joey is like the underdog and still has improved a lot, it's showing that Joey still has much more improvement to do, and like Kaiba is like way like want to prove friendship like long, so he's trying his hardest to be like friendship, but like, it's starting to get through him a bit, and also way like that, but this is a very fun duel. Episode 38 is the start of a 5 problem. The card that Kaiba gave Yugi is Fiend Sanctuary. Kaiba wants to prove to Yugi that power of friendship isn't real, but saying, oh, this is not a miracle because there's no way he can turn this around. So I'm going to give him this card, which ups his chances of turning this duel around, but if he can't use it properly and create a miracle, I mean, of course, here we go, Chow game. We say hi to Mai, then bye to Mai. The rules of a Chow game are very simple. Each time you take damage, your life point damage, your personality disappears a bit. So if Yami Yuki takes damage, Yuki disappears a bit. And then when your life points hit 0, they fully disappear. Yami Medic summons Vampire Leech and it can attack during the first turn, so it does. Vampire Leech can switch to D after Yami Merrick discard card, which of course is for Wing Dragon Brawl. Have that bombshell in the graveyard away. Yami Merrick sets the card. Yami Yuki summons Queen's Knight and destroys Vampire Leech. Yami Yuki sets 2 cards. Yami Merrick likes to stick out his tongue a lot in this episode.
What are you doing? Stop it. Actually, that's not bad.
Yami Merrick summons Yugioh. Is that how you pronounce it? Probably not. Well, pronunciation is not my strong suit. Any language is not my strong suit. So here we go. And destroys Queen's Knight. Yami Merrick starts 2 cards. Yami Merrick used Left Offering by setting his hand to the graveyard. He gets to add 1 spell from his deck to his hand, which of course is Monster Reborn. What else would it be? Yami Yugi uses Exchange to get Yami Merrick's Monster Reborn. And Yami Merrick gets a Defusion from each other's hands. Yami Yugi uses Monster Reborn to get back Queen's Knight. And Yami Yugi summons King's Knight, who allows Yami Yugi to summon Jack's Knight from his deck. Yami Merrick sets the card, and then uses card Sanctity, so both players are drawn to the hub. 6 cards in hand. Yami Merrick switches Yugioh to defense mode. Monster Reborn is at 1 for Battle City, so we know a few cards of the Battle City ban list here. Yami Yugi tributes to his 3 knights to summon Slifer. Slifer attacks, but Yami Yugi used Dark Spell Regenerator to let him use Monster Reborn to bring back Wall in his Phoenix mode, which protects him from Slifer's attack. Dub changes. Yugi is less trusting of Kaiba when he gave him Fiend Sanctuary. Buying standards can see the 2 Merricks and 2 Yugis. Episode 39. Yami Yugi uses Slifer's attack to try and make Law lose 2,000 attack, but Law isn't effective. Yami Yugi pays a 1,000 life points, so Law destroys Slifer. Law goes back to the graveyard. Dark Spell Regenerator puts Monster Reborn in Yami Yugi's graveyard. Yami Merrick uses Zombie Drew, which gets Monster Reborn out of Yami Yugi's graveyard and adds it to his hand, to Yami Merrick's hand, specifically. But Yami Yugi gets to draw a card. Yami Merrick shows Yami Yugi that he got the wing, the Malayan wing, got that bling bling. Yami Yugi sets the card without looking. This breaks the rules, but Kaiba's like, this is interesting. Well, let's see what happens. Because the rule is you're supposed to look at your card before you play it. But, drawing, not looking at it, saying it breaks the rules. But, like, Kaiba allows it. Kaiba allows it. Yami Merrick uses Monster Reborn to bring back Wall. Yami Merrick pays all of his life points by 1 to give him 2 Walls as attack points. Yami Merrick tributes Yugioh, so Wall gains his attack. Wall attacks, but Yami Yugi uses Flame Sanctuary, and Yami Yugi knew that was the card he drew because he that caught it but certain. Fiend Sanctuary allows Yami Yugi to summon a Metal Fiend token, which when it's destroyed, basically, they have this complicated explanation of like, not complicated, but more complicated than like what the actual card does, I should say. Because the actual card is just like your opponent takes the damage instead of you do. But instead it's like, the Metal Fiend token's attack equals to your opponent's life points, and when it's destroyed, your opponent takes that damage. The attack points of a Metal Fiend token, the attack points adds damage. So basically, they just lose all their life points. So, Yami Merrick uses the fusion to undo his fusion with Wall and gain his attack on Melphine token, and he gains Wall's attack points as life points. Wall goes back to the graveyard. Yami Merrick sets the card. Yami Yugi pays 1,000 life points to keep Melphine token on the field. Yami Yugi uses Multiply to get 2 more Melphine tokens and triples them to summon Obelix. Obelix attacks directly. Dub changes. They do not state, but Dark Spell Regenerate puts Monster Reborn in Yami Yugi's graveyard. Chizu talks about magic when Yami Yugi drew Fiend Sanctuary. Not as cool as feeling caught by someone for call if you ask me. And they cut the whole Yami Yugi breaking the rules thing because can't have a mean protagonist cheating. Episode 3. Merrick is talking to Orion to say that he doesn't have to suffer anymore because of him, and thanks for everything. Yami Merrick uses Metal Reflect Slime, which is a trap monster that copies the Obelix, and 3/4 of his attack, so 3,000. Yami Yugi sets the card. Yami Merrick summons Revival Gem. Yami Merrick uses Polymerization to fuse Revival Gem and Metal Reflect Slime to just make enough, like, it just literally, all that fusion does is basically add Revival Gem to Metal Reflector Slime. It doesn't change the name, but since Metal Reflector Slime, ever since it's changed to Obelix, the name's, they call it God Slime. I would refer to it now as God Slime to represent how it works in TCG when that card was put in it. Just for the sake of ease to do it for but fused version and the non-fused version, because it's the same name. The name doesn't change. Basically, all that changes is that now God Slime has, like, really, God Slime's just Metal Reflector Slime with Revival Gems effect. And again, the name doesn't technically change. I'm just changing the name so it's easier to follow. God help if this game is more complicated than it needs to be. So, Yami Yugi summons Big Shogun. Obelix attacks God Slime but fails to destroy him, as Joey shows off his fantastic chin. You know what would be funny if Joey was the Crimson Chin? I'm sure it's fan all of that somewhere. Yami Merrick sets the card and summons Bulagon. Bulagon deals 300 points of damage to Yami Yugi every turn. Yami Yugi sets the card and then tributes Big Shogun to summon Dark Magician Go. Dark Magician Go attacks Bulagon, but Yami Merrick uses Jam Defender, so God Slime protects Bulagon, so Yami Yugi takes 1,000 points of damage. Merrick sends Terra again to tell Yami Yugi to destroy him and Yami Merrick. Yami Merrick uses Magical Stone Aggravation to get Monster Reborn by discarding 2 cards. Odeon wakes up. There's no noble dub changes. Episode 131. Yami Yugi's worried about killing Merrick. Yami Merrick sets the card and summons Gordion, which gives Yami Merrick 1,000 life points every one of his standby phases. The gang doesn't know what the shadow game is because they can't see the all personalities. So, Taya Merrick explains that to them. It's like, hey, there's 2 Merricks and 2 Yugis up there. Yugi is thinking to be Yami Merrick. They had to get him to fuse with Wall, which would be the best way to beat him without hurting Merrick. Yugi sets 2 cards to summon Gazelle, the King of Mystical Beasts. Bulagon deals 300 points of damage to Yami Yugi. Yami Merrick gets 1,000 points back to him thanks to Gordion. Yami Merrick uses Monster Reborn to bring back Wall in his Phoenix mode by paying 1,000 life points to destroy to try to destroy Obelix, but Yami Yugi uses Monster Reborn to use Slifer as a Dragon Shield. Wall goes back to the graveyard. Yami Merrick uses Supply Attack from Beyond to bring Wall back again and to have a second battle phase. That seems incredibly broken. If it was actually a card, imagine. Oh man. All that, like OTKs and FTKs would be crazy if that card exists. I'm just thinking about it. But anyways, to bring Wall back and to have another battle phase, Odeon is making his way to the Dual Tower as this is happening. Yami Merrick gives Wall all of his life points by 1. to have as attack points. Yami Yugi used Sotaka to tribute God Slime, and Yami Merrick's life points go up by 1,000, which just gets added to all his attack points. Because God Slime was tribute, Obelix is so max ability activates, which makes Obelix attack infinite. While it has 4,899 attack after Sotaka and Merrick triggering off his auto monsters. I should say Yami Merrick triggering off his auto monsters. Yami Merrick uses class system to negate Obelix's attack and effect, since his life isn't higher than walls. Wall attacks Obelix, but Yami Yugi uses Magical Dimension to tribute Obelix and Gazelle, which causes Wall's attack to miss and to summon Dark Magician. Yami Yugi uses Ragnarok. When Dark Magician and Dark Magician go on the field, he banishes all the monsters in his hand, deck, and graveyard to destroy Wall. Odeon makes it to the deal field. Dub changes. Guardian is now called Swallowtail Spike Wizard, which is an anime-only name. Episode 132. Odeon's trying to talk to Merrick as Yami Merrick tries to shut him up. Odeon's speech gave Merrick the power to fight for his body because he made Merrick feel like a human. Because you always fight for the light above the ground, but you are the light. You are your own light, and you living is the light, which really speaks to Merrick. And then as Merrick tries to fight for his body, Ragnarok officially goes off, and Merrick does get his body back, and Yami Merrick is down for 1 with his life on the line. It makes surrenders, killing Yami Merrick in the process. And we learn again that hate is bad. Yami Yugi's winner of Battle City and got wall. Merrick shows Yami Yugi his back engravings. Yami Yugi proved that he's a pharaoh by getting all 3 Egyptian god cards. Yami Yugi thinks that the tablet of memories is the key to his memories. Who will have thought? Yami Yugi got the Millennium Wall and the Millennium Wing. Kaba says he would blow up the island in an hour. It feels so weird that he cares so much about Ghost of Bone, because you beat Ghost of Bone and a duel and you blew him up. What else do you want from him? What else do you need to exact you revenge against Ghost of Bone? You literally blew the man up. You let the man get blown up, I should say. Kaba didn't personally blow up the man. That's Noah. But it's what else do you want to do to this guy? How much revenge and satisfaction do you need to release your hate and anger against this man? I don't know, it just feels beyond pay. I know Ghost Boy is a horrible person, but it's he's double dead at this point. I'm not saying you forgive Ghost Boy, but 100% not my point. My point is, he's dead twice. He's died twice, basically. You took over his company. You beat him in a duel. You go, I'm not satisfied. I want to win this tournament so I can say bye-bye to my hatred of Gozobo. It's dude, what else? Beat him in, Pretty Princess? Game of Life? Monopoly? Mousetrap? No one plays Mousetrap. Actually, what's the point of that game? I don't know. But, what else? Again, it just feels petty at this point. My fakes being asleep, still being asleep to get a reaction of Joey, which is real fucking scummy, and I hate that. It's not funny. It's lighthearted, funny joke. But it's Joey literally almost died to save your ass. And Suanji was in on it. Dude, Joey literally almost died trying to get you back from the shower well. And you're ha ha. Fucking terrible people. Because found eating food from the refrigerator, Kaba and Mugbar are not back on the battleship, so the gang looks for them. The entrance to the battleship is still damaged. Dub changes. Odeon's speech is more, you can just beat Yami Merrick. Kaba mocks Yami Yugi for winning because Merrick's window, Joey mentioned fake wall when Merrick hand Yami wall, and the dub it was Twenty's idea to fake out Joey with my. This dude is great. I love it. I love how basically like turn one was in the graveyard is a bombshell, and basically Yami Yugi is just trying to like constantly push the bombshell back the best he can before before it can just pop off completely. I really love it. I really love like Merrick really being remorseful for his actions and appreciate like Orion as a person. And I love that Orion does forgive Merrick for his like actions. Which really, I mean, honestly, if I was in Orion's position, I wouldn't forgive Merrick, I'd be honest. But like, he really does care about Merrick, and you really feel that he wants the best for Merrick. Not just because it's his duty to do so, but he cares about Merrick as a person. Episode 133. No one can find Kaiba and Mokuba. Kaiba wonders what his path in life would be as the gang escapes the island via the helicopter that came from Joey when he was dying. Kaiba and Mokuba escape via a Blue Eyes White Dragon jet. Kaiba and Mokuba are going to America to work on Kaiba Land. The gang say bye-bye to the Ishchars. Duke is going to America for Dungeon Dice Monsters as both him and Tristan give Serenity their phone numbers. Maya's also leaving because she's a wanderer. Joey and Maya reach the show for good luck. And then Joey and Yuki do early morning for true finals bad thing. Dub changes, no notable changes. This episode is good. It's just everyone going for their own path. I really like this. Because it's like the theme of Bad Say, people finding out what to do with their lives and their own paths. And I'm glad that we don't see Yuki versus Joy. I know that's a weird comment. But with the filler and stuff, I like to leave it up to adaptation, like what happened between the two. Did Joey actually beat Yugi? Or like Yugi beat Joey and like decide like, hey, you're a true duelist, here's your ass back. I really like that. People would debate that for centuries. Again, I really like Yugi's and Joey's journey through this arc. With Yugi really chasing after his lost memories and getting closer to that goal. And while Joey is trying to figure out what a true duelist is and becoming stronger and stronger as said duelist, is also very great to see. Episode 44 is just a recap episode. Who cares? Because it's just, why are we recapping this arc? We just finished it! And then episode... it's a shitty way to end this arc. Dub changes which show different scenes for flashbacks. Who cares? This arc is amazing. I love it. Besides like the flashback episode, like every episode really does is amazing. Like, you can argue that sometimes it feels a bit too padded with talking and stuff. And some of these duels, actually, all of these duels kind of do have that padding a bit. Sure, but all these duels are fun as fuck. Like, if it's not a bad duel in this arc, like, I can point to like Duelist Kingdom, Panic versus Yami Yuki, Mai versus Yami Yuki. I don't like versus duels. The filler arc, Yuki versus Rebecca, Ballast City, Mai versus John Carmagna, Virtual War arc, most of the duels. This, I cannot say a single duel is bad. I cannot. I can honestly not. All the duels are super enjoyable. That's it, like 10 out of 10. But like, I like Kaiba's arc, I like Yugi's arc, I like Joey's arc. Like, Yami Merrick's like the craziest like villain ever. But like, he's serviceable enough. I'm not getting like knocking for not being like as Joe, but it's like say Frieza, like as in depth of like a pain from like Naruto. I had to give this arc a 10 out of 10. So I hope you all enjoy this episode. This has been fun revisiting this awkward show. Give this video a thumbs up if you like this video. Give it a thumbs down if you dislike this video. And hit that subscribe button if you want more for us review things. So, I will see you on next video. Bye.